Proverbs 31:25-31. Strength and honor are her clothing. She is confident about the future. Her mouth is full of wisdom. Kindly teaching is on her tongue. She is vigilant over the activities of her household. She doesn't eat the food of laziness. Her children bless her. Her husband praises her. Many women act competently, but you surpass them all. Charm is deceitful and beauty fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Let her share in the results of her work, and let her deeds praise her in the city gates. So ends the reading of God's holy word. It's kid time.
Fictional characters that have superhuman powers. Kind of like Superman, they said. Now, as anyone who has ever read any comic books or gone to any recent movies lately knows that they are not always male. They're not always men. Sometimes we see them as female. But whether they are male or female, they do always have superpowers. And these superpowers are powers that we kind of all fantasize at one point in time when we were a kid or growing up or even today that we wish we had. Powers like X-ray vision, power to fly, the power to climb any kind of a building that's out there, the power to run faster than a speeding bullet. For those of you that remember that line. Now, as we stated earlier, they are not always male. They're not always men. Sometimes they are female with superhuman powers, as we will see in this clip.
I'm a superhero, super as can be. Gonna save the whole world, 'cause I believe in me. I'm a superhero, trying to do good, making things a little better, like everybody should. You think I'm so amazing, it's hard to believe. I'm a superhero, searching for the truth, looking for the answers, and putting them to use. I'm a superhero, learning how to read, getting superpowers from my library. I'm a superhero, at least I try to be. I'm a superhero, you can count on me.
For those of you too young to remember, that was the original Wonder Woman, Linda Carter. Excuse me. Now, I disagree with what that clip portrays, and I also disagree with Webster's definition. of a superhero. Superheroes are not always fictional characters. Sometimes they are real characters. Sometimes they are real people with superhuman powers. And those people we are celebrating today, they are the moms of this world that have the superhuman powers. Superhuman powers such as toddler speaker, the ability to decipher nonsensical gibberish, for example, spookaki, which is spaghetti. They are a puke sensor, the ability to wake up instantly from a deep REM sleep just to hear the sound of a child starting to puke. They have power arms, the ability to carry a full load of groceries and 2 infants in carriers up 3 flights of stairs in one trip. They are a mom psychic, knowing what they want before they even know themselves. They are kitchen magicians, taking the 4 remaining oddball ingredients in the pantry and creating a 3-course meal. They are poop detectors, the ability to smell a poopy diaper through 2 closed doors and across the hall. They are also lie detectors, detecting guilt when the first glance and obtaining a confession with the second glance. They are diaper heroes, catching fountain-like diarrhea in her hand while her daughter is laying on the changing table with her diaper off. But only the first time. The second time, the honor belongs to the wall. They have stomachs of steel, the ability not to barf at the sight of blood, vomit, or even poop. They are momnipotent. Momnipotent meaning they have the ability to do anything. Mothers are not only superheroes when it comes to little ones, they are superheroes as they grow up throughout their lives. But these qualities that we see in mom are fairly consistent. These qualities, these superhuman qualities that we see in moms today are universal. We see them in most of our moms today. Someone once said that if evolution really works, then why do moms only still have 2 hands? But what is it that we see in each of our moms that creates such superhuman powers? What is it in our moms today that we see in each of them that gives them the ability to do just about anything? Well, a preacher by the name of John McCarthy put together a number of items or common traits that these supermoms all have in common. He begins by explaining about the Apostle Paul as the key leader with qualities that instill strength and superpowers in moms and just about everybody else that believes in the New Testament. If you belong to Christ, he says, the Apostle Paul, you can learn from the Apostle Paul, and you should learn the secret of a contented life with the power to live with strength in all of your endeavors. When Paul wrote, godliness with commitment or contentment is great gain, he wasn't just speaking philosophically. He had learned the secret of a contentment in every circumstance of life, being content. While that secret eludes most people, it not only does not elude any true believer. For those who are willing to learn, there are 6 or 7 steps or 6 or 7 things that are consistent in supermoms and people that are in Christ. First, these supermoms learn to give thanks in all things. Paul had learned to give thanks in every circumstance, and he strongly urged that believers do the same. Thankfulness is a characteristic of a spirit-filled life, living in gratitude. Second, they've learned to reset or learn to rest, to be calm in God's providence. If we truly know God, we know that he is unfolding his agenda and purpose in our lives. And then we turn over our lives to him and trust him. That's what these supermoms do. And he will be glorified. We should not be surprised or ungrateful when we experience trials in our life, because we know that it's part of God's perfect plan, and he knows the end. Third, we learn to be satisfied with little. We learn to be satisfied, or these supermoms are satisfied with what they have. Paul had learned to make the choice to be satisfied with little, and he knows the importance of having that satisfaction. In 1 Timothy 6, Paul strongly urged a young pastor, Timothy, with these words. Excuse me. He said, "Godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain that we will carry nothing out. And having food and clothing, with all these we shall be content." Paul understood that wanting more and contentment just don't go together. Moms are satisfied with what they have. Fourth, they learn to live above life circumstances, knowing that circumstances, trials, and tribulations are going to occur, but the ability to live above that and understand that it will work out in the end, as it always does. Paul didn't take great pleasure in pain itself, but in the power that Christ manifested in his life. He manifests these things through physical weakness, and when we're disappointed, persecuted, and in distress, we should also learn to take pleasure in the power of Christ in times like these, in times of distress. Fifth, these supermoms learn to rely on God's power and God's provision. The Apostle Paul wrote, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." We actually did a sermon series on that in Philippians. And Jesus said, "He will never leave or forsake us." Like Paul, we can learn to rely on Christ's promises in our lives. Finally, these supermoms, these super people, have become preoccupied. And this is what I think is perhaps one of the most important things that we see in our supermoms today. They learn to become preoccupied with the well-being of other people. Preoccupied with the well-being of others. They are not selfish. Paul writes that a self-centered person is discontented, but the soul of a generous person, the person who lives for the interests and benefits of others, will find blessing upon blessing in their life. We commonly see this throughout all of these super moms. But I would like to focus on that final thing that McCarthy mentioned, that they become preoccupied with the benefit of others. It's probably the most common trait that we see in supermoms today. They are constantly putting the well-being of their children ahead of themselves. Because of this, I understand the feelings that the mother of 3 once had when she was asked, "If you had to do it all over again, would you have children?" And the mother said, "Yes, of course I would, but not the same 3. I still remember my mother explaining to me when I was asking to take the last piece of candy or whatever it was. I was probably 5 or 6 years old. I was taking the last of something. And I asked her, "Why did you let me have that?" And her response was, and I still remember to this day, her response was, "The mother hen always feeds her chicks first." I will never forget that. And she held that philosophy throughout my entire life and her entire life. I never once saw a hint of selfishness in her. And when it came to her children, or our children, the children that Bonnie and I have, Brian and Craig, I never saw 1 ounce of selfishness in Bonnie as our kids were growing up and today. I think each and every one of our supermoms today that are here today have the same qualities. Putting the well-being of others first, particularly their children, not having an ounce of selfishness. Well, today we are celebrating not only Mother's Day, but we're also celebrating graduation. We have 6 graduates within our high schoolers today. That's got to be a record number, I think, for this church. So we have 6 kids graduating. Now, next weekend, they haven't graduated yet. Next weekend is actually graduation. But we figured we better celebrate graduation today because they will not be in church after graduation next Sunday. So we figured our chances of getting them here would be greater if we did that today. If we could have all the graduates come forward and their mothers or grandmother come with them, please. Yeah. Is she coming back?
She had to go to work.
Had to go to work?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's all right. We have quite a group here. In addition to this little graduation celebration, the United Methodist Women have put together a scholarship program for each of these graduates. So Jean's going to talk about that.
I go first?
Sure.
Okay. Well, in behalf of the United Methodist Women, we want to congratulate you on your upcoming graduation. We know you've worked hard and we're very proud of you. And so we have for all our graduates a $100 scholarship. It's not a lot, but it'll help a little bit. Anything towards college helps, any little bit. So I'll let you hold this.
Okay. I've got to just turn it off and set her down. Now, we also have Bibles for the graduates, Wesley Study Bibles with their name on them. We look forward to a year from now when they're all torn and read and well used. So Trevor, this goes to your grandmother, actually. And this is for Bailey. And got Brock and Jeffrey. Where's Jeffrey? Give it to your mom. Scott, are you going to come up? Or Deb? I know Justice had to work, but... And that's for Brady. You're playing the role of mother today, then? Now, they're going to have to stand here a long time because I have quite a bit to say. And what I have to say, I think, speaks for all the mothers here today, especially the mothers of our graduates. Each of these graduates are looking at life through chapters. They are not destinations. And if you're able to visualize each stage of your chapters, a beginning and a middle and an end, it will be easier to recognize God's plan for you as He chooses to reveal it. His plan is rarely the same one that we envision for ourselves. So in the years to come, as you are surprised or saddened, unexpectedly, or sent in directions unanticipated, remember that it is unfolding as it should. That's when you will appreciate your already sharpened abilities to navigate change. Each chapter has a specific lesson that God, in His all-knowing wisdom, sees for you that you must learn. Painful chapters draw us near to Him, and joyful chapters illuminate the glory and wonder of our world. Both chapters are important. Guys, your mother loves you. You are the child that every mother dreams of having. They could not be more thankful for you and proud of the person that you have become. Your character and integrity are important to you. You are finding your voice and moving forward in positions of leadership. God will rely on you to use that leadership to model the qualities of a good, honest, and loving person. You have been blessed with the ability to attract others, and people will have to look up to you during your lifetime. The important thing is to make them want to. A faith journey is a daily journey. It is vital to see your moral choices, both heavy and not, as turning points. Your choices will lead you closer to God or further away from Him. Lead you down a path toward a peaceful heart or a troubled one. No choice is made in secret, as God is always with you. Choose wisely, and you will live without regret, because real and lasting happiness has nothing to do with material possessions. It is a result of living your values even when it is difficult. Even when choosing to stand for what is right means that you will lose some of your friends. Your senior year is a year of letting go, when motherhood becomes a complicated mixture of pushing you forward and holding you back. They have given each of you your roots and your wings. Every day they cry a few tears as they get used to the idea of your moving from your home. But at the same time, they are so excited for you to embrace the next phase of your life. Have fun, work hard, and enjoy every single day. Remember this, that what you are is God's gift to you. What you become is your gift to God. Amen. Now, the mothers don't know this, but I'd like for them to just say a few words about their graduate. And Chris is going first. Tell us what Jeffrey's going to be doing and how you feel about all that.
Jeffrey's going to be going to SDSU. All of his grandparents went to SDSU, so it was kind of a celebration when he finally made the decision to do that. Computer science is what he's doing. He and his dad like to problem solve and go back and forth on what's going to work and what isn't going to work. Very proud of him to finally make this decision. He is one that doesn't make decisions lightly. He ponders them and ponders them and ponders them, and I wonder where he gets that from. So anyway, both he and his dad are very proud. We're very proud of him.
You can give him the Bible then.
Bailey. She will be going to USD for occupational therapy and will be part of the ROTC program. So she, again, tough decisions to make. She didn't want to be an officer and she wanted to do the things instead of telling people what to do. But she did make the decision finally. So we're really proud of her as well. She's very independent and stubborn. And so I have no idea where she gets that either. But we're very proud of her. It's been, so you all know she joined the Guard a year ago, so it's been a lot of emotions getting to this point, and we're very proud of her and wish her the best.
Great. She'll be close enough that she can come to church every Sunday then if she's going to.
She will be.
Yeah, good.
Okay, I'm Trevor's grandma, and he is also going to SDSU, computer science, and I'm just very, very proud of him.
Thank you.
Well, I have two that I'm very proud of. Brock is going to go to a tech school, Southeast Tech School in Sioux Falls, and to become a welder. And then after a year, he's going to probably join the Navy and be an underwater welder. And then Brady is going to Iowa into the ROTC program. And he's going to be a doctor and save all kinds of lives someday. So I'm very proud of both of them. They have grown up to be very good men, and I think it's the boys that they have grown up with all since they were in kindergarten. So I thank everybody for that.
Well, Justice at this time, she really is kind of undecided where she wants to go, so she decided to join the working force a couple weeks ago, got her first job, so she's working some long hours and looking forward to graduation, and she, like I said, she really doesn't know what she wants to do going forward. Hopefully we'll get her into a tech school, I think is what she's looking at. She loves art, she's very artistic, and hopefully we can get her, keep going in that direction. Thank you.
Great, let's give them all a hand. Good deal. Thank you, guys. You may return. we have our ushers come forward, please? Got a head start there.